All right, all right. In case you guys can hear us, hello, welcome. I said in case is because OBS Streamlabs have been fooling me the last couple of weeks, so I'm gonna check really quick to see if we are actually live, and if we are, we are. Look at that. Now it's working the way it's supposed to. Isn't that funny? Now it's working the way it's supposed to. What's up, people? Welcome, man, to the latest episode of the Sim Standard Podcast with myself, SimFBallCritic, along with Smitty, and of course, AzureEffect is always with us in spirit. But how's everybody doing, man? We won't, waste too much time. We'll get right to it. You guys know we always want to knock out the intro, talk about what's been going on with our football teams throughout the week, anything else we want to throw out there unrelated to topics. The topics tonight, only two. You see it in the title. 2K Sports embarrasses EA Sports, and we will explain to you guys what we mean by that. And then we'll talk about next gen consoles, man. Are you guys gearing up for it? How's everybody feeling? Do you have yours reserved? Are you still waiting for certain consoles like I am? We'll get into that. But that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. Smitty, man, first and foremost, how was your week? How's everything going? Anything else you want to talk about outside of the Lions? Go ahead and have at it.
All right. No, man, everything's good, man. Been grateful throughout the week and everything. Family's been good. And yeah, Lions laid an egg, you know, against the Titans. I mean, not Titans, excuse me, against the
Colts,
Colts.
right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And
It's
they
like
was
they,
winning
they
early because I remember checking the score. I said, "Oh, okay, Lions." And the next thing you
yeah,
know,
they had a chance, but the problem was that they got one dimensional on offense. They Stafford had a costly turnover with the pick. He threw a pick six. Prater had missed a field goal, and also, and yeah, I mean the thing was we just couldn't drive the ball downfield. Like that was the problem. Like and then at the same time we couldn't stop them. You know what I mean? Like off defensively, we weren't answering the call. So you're not going to answer the call, they're going to run over you all game long. Like, and that's what, that's why they came away and won. And I mean, yes, the, excuse me, the Colts may have been 4-2 at the time, no, 5-2, but they were 4-2, and they played against losing teams. But the thing is, great defense is great defense. You know what I'm saying? Even if your stat accumulation is against weaker squads, they're able to play stout enough defense. And I mean, as it's shown, it was looking like a battle of attrition for a bit, but then it was like we couldn't hang no more, and our true colors started to show again. They were not consistent, in terms of following through to try and finish. It's like we couldn't run the ball for nothing either. That's the other thing. And it's like these are the same kind of problems I'd be talking about when it comes to Detroit Lions football. You got to be able to open up the field, and you can't truly open up the field when you got to try and sling it 35, 40 times a game, and you don't have a great receiving core. I mean, you don't. And then that's the other thing too. Galladay got hurt, during the course of the game because he was all of a sudden he was out the game. So it's like, you can't have key stuff like that happen and then expect to uh still deliver, especially when you're in on the Detroit Lions with the position Stafford's in, and it's crazy. So other than that though, I mean, I don't have anything else, outside of topics. Of course, I don't have anything else really to discuss. So that's it, man. I'll throw it to you.
man. Um, I spent a lot of time in the post game show as well as Terrible Towel Tuesday, so I won't go crazy with the Steelers stuff. But who knew, man? I mean, if you sitting here as a Steeler fan and you saying that you actually expected them to be 7-0 right now, best record in the league. I don't know how you figured that one. I never would have imagined it. Did I expect us to be better, Smitty in chat? Yeah, I did. You know, you got a guy like Ben Roethlisberger coming back with the defense that the Steelers had last year. You're optimistic, but at the same time, you know, I also had to look at both sides of the coin. Is he still Ben Roethlisberger? You know, is he able to be what he's capable of being? Is the Ben Roethlisberger that's closer to, well, definitely closer to the end of his career going to show up? Or is it going to be, no, I still have juice in the tank while I'm here? A lot of those questions I had. Now, has he balled out of control? No. Hasn't put up the gaudy numbers, but he hasn't had to. If you guys remember, first, 4 or 5 weeks of the season, we had a 100-yard rusher quietly, but it happened. We've been playing time of possession. We've been running, quick passes. And look at what we did with the Ravens. When we finally got it going, kind of stunk it up in the first half. But then, Ben literally said they started playing a little backyard football. You go here, you go there. And he was, short picking them all the way down the field. And the defense has stepped up. So it's like, and again, let me say this too, Smitty, for people who may not know. Steelers came into that game, I want to say either number 1 or number 2 against the run. I think we might be behind Tampa Bay maybe. But we're in the top 3 at least. Baltimore Ravens is a different animal, folks. So, if your team is about to play them, I just want y'all to know that. If you've been watching football, you should know that. They can run the football up and down and around your throat. However they want to do it. It's because of how they run it. The formations, the pistol, the read options and just read action, period. And the threat of Lamar. And then you got a guy like Gus Edwards. And then you got Dobbins. And then you got Ingram when he's healthy. And the way they line up the tight end sometimes, in kind of like a split formation. It's the way they run the football is just different. And that's why we gave up with, I think it was 260-some yards. But they still found a way to win. And that's what's kind of impressing me a little bit, Smitty, about the Steelers. These are the games they normally lose. And they're finding ways to win. So I don't really have no complaints right now. If you're asking me what do I think about the team, they look like a possible contender. They do. I usually know after 6 games in a season, I could tell they have an opportunity. They have some holes in the defense at times, but if they tighten that up, they look as good as any other team in the league. So we'll see. We'll see. Other than that, man, the other topic I was going to get into, I ain't going to get into that. Y'all know what's going on right now. As far as, boy, I'm just saying. That's all I'm going to say. This is quite the crazy event, man. Listening to allegations and things like that. I've never seen nothing like this before. But like I said, I'm gonna skim past that because I don't want us to get into all that tonight. I want us to have some fun, and I don't want us to get upset with each other over people's political views and all that. But I'll just say one thing: regardless of who you're for or who you're not for, I would hope that most of us can agree that who's currently occupying the White House. We ain't never seen nothing like this. The way that person conducts himself, it's crazy. It's crazy. And if you just saw that last press conference and if you really listen, and again, listen, I'm one of them people that do believe there's corruption in the government, obviously, on both sides. I do believe in conspiracies. But to be in that position and to spew those things, wow. Wow, wow, wow. But yeah, man, let's have some fun, man. Let's talk about gaming. You guys see it in the title. I guess I'll kick it off, man. 2K Sports. And actually, let me get to the title. Let me make sure I read it exactly like I wrote it, because the way I wrote it was my raw feelings. Give me a second, guys. 2K Sports embarrasses EA Sports. Literally. That's what they're doing. For you guys that don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know, if you're here watching, y'all already know about this. So I'm kind of preaching to the choir here. 2K decides to drop a trailer to showcase their new, I don't even know if I want to call it a mode. I won't say new mode because it's still along the lines of what you're used to. It's still basically an extension of the park or the rec. Like, think about all that stuff that they've done over the years. The rec, and the park and my neighborhood and playground, all of that stuff, right? It's just an extension of that. Now they have the city. And just watching the trailer, I'll be honest, I didn't dive into, because I don't know, maybe they did. Smitty could probably, comment on this. Maybe they did put out an article to kind of go along with what they're trying to do. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm definitely going to get into watching it. I mean, checking it out tonight if there is one. But it's just, you see that, right? Coupled with, and Smitty pointed this out before the show, coupled with EA's title update that released. And here's again another time, right? Here's another time that there's literally what they're coining as a new mode is being brought to Madden, and still no real depth. And if I want to get on that for a second, I understand, and I'm the main one, Smitty, who's been saying EA has already told us what they're going to basically do with franchise the rest of this year, and they gave us the list as far as what they want to target in Madden 22. Okay, cool. But a small part of you still feels like, wouldn't it be great, man, if they just, do some stuff on the back and these things come in a little earlier, or they push the needle. Instead, here's this extension, and I guess it's an extension because I didn't even really read the details, but it's something in reference to Superstar KO, I think. But it's like a unlimited or whatever they call it in this thing. Virtually another mode that they are delivering post-launch.
Yeah.
But you have 2K that has gone so far beyond depth. Look at what they've done. Let's just talk about franchise. It was once called the Association, right? They bolstered that and turned it into this mega, this mega series that I would call, the My series, right? Because then they started doing the My Career, and then you got My League, and then you got My GM. And oh, by the way, since people always want to say, it's the money that prevents Madden from improving, guess what? 2K has My Team, My Park, My Playground, whatever you want to call it. And just look at, I'm not even a RPG type of player when it comes to sports. Like, my career is cool. I do it for fun, but I don't do it like others where that's really their thing and they spend a lot of time in it. Looking at this city thing, it might make me reconsider that. Because now you're offering so much more for me to venture into, even though my base is My League. See, if Madden was smart, if 2K, Madden, EA Sports, Tiburon, I'm going to just stick right with Tiburon. If the people who ran Tiburon were smart, all they got to do is look at the formula that 2K has laid out and what they've built over the years. They're making people like me, who is a simulation franchise guy, now consider, maybe I should spend a little extra time out there. Just, maybe I should go ahead and casually play some of those modes because it looks fun. It looks impressive. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves and act like 2K is the greatest thing ever. We know there's problems in the game, and I'm sure there'll be problems in the next gen version. It's every video game. We know that dudes be modding players and all. We know what goes on out there. But again, if that part gets too crazy for me, I can go right back to My League or My GM and play some real basketball, up to its ability. Wow, Madden, it's hard to believe, Smitty, that we still in 2020 on the brink of next gen consoles releasing. We are still pleading for Madden to give us the basics. We've gone so far to where people have said, man, I'll deal with the bugs and the problems. Just give me some depth. Give me a reason to stick around. Even if I know there's issues, I can at least, have a better experience because there's depth in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's embarrassing. And the last thing I would say, man, it didn't take 2K to be on the next gen console to deliver the depth that they had. This whole city is just an extension. And that's to me why I've always looked at the higher ups and the excuses that they would spew out of their mouths. One of them, I don't even know, I don't think he's at Tiburon anymore, but one of them literally told Smitty that there was things that they couldn't do because of, the hardware. How is it that 2K can deliver? I mean, it's funny, guys. Some of y'all might not get this analogy, but people that know me know I like to use analogies about sports or for us men, girls, or even sometimes movies. And it made me think about this analogy because I was just watching this movie the other day. It was randomly on. A lot of you guys in some time in your life you may have seen a movie called My Cousin Vinny, right?
Mm.
It happened to be on the TV, and I've always laughed at it. So it was on one of my favorite parts of that movie when Vinny says, "Wait a minute. So are you telling me that your grits cooked faster than their grits when everybody knows it takes X amount of time?" And he was like, "Are these magic grits? Did these grits come from a beanstalk?" And that's how I feel about EA. It's the same console. It's the same hardware. How is it that your disk space, think about this, guys, it has never been, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to go out the limb and say, to my knowledge, the size of Madden has never matched the gig size in a 2K game.
Nope.
How is that? How are these other games able to maximize the space that they have? It's not the console. It is you. It's you. Or how about this? Smitty knows about tech. Smitty is worked in the tech world with computers and stuff. Maybe you didn't allocate, and I could be wrong here, Smitty, so please clarify. Maybe you use resources in another area that prevented you from using, but that still doesn't make sense to me because I feel like the total disk space is the total disk space. So if 2K could have a game that's 80 gigs or whatever it is, and then we find out that yours, and it's funny because DJ81, if he's listening to this, man, shout outs to DJ and shout outs to First and Frame Rates, period. Those guys. DJ used to always point out that, and I was like, you know what, DJ, I never really paid attention to the disk space. Madden a lot of times used to come in around 30, 35, while 2K was 59. Then you see it go up to 60. Then you'll see it go up to 70. And I'm like, and I'm going to say his name, Smitty, why not? Mr. Roy Harvey.
Yeah.
You sat right there and you tried to tell people that, oh, we can't do this because of hardware restrictions. Well, Sony didn't get the memo. Somehow they didn't, they didn't get the memo that you can't use as much space as you want and make every character pretty much in the audience do different things while the baseball play. And I get it. I think Smitty might have said this last week. It's a slower game, or Kia. Somebody said it. It's a slower game, so you got to have more stuff going on. But still, how can you do that? How can 2K have halftime performers, guys jumping off of trampolines, guys riding bikes, girls dancing, David Aldridge, Shaq, and Kenny, and Ernie? How can they do all of this, but Madden can't because of hardware limitations? Man, embarrassing, EA. Yeah. It is completely embarrassing. What you got, Smitty?
The thing is, first thing, I had said it. I don't know how it is in the Google Meets to send you the message, so I put it in a comment in the chat. The link for the city article, and just to touch on a few things because you talked about it. Yeah, I added your name, and I just put the link in there in the chat. So you may have to scroll up a bit for it, but I'll put it in there. Excuse me. Now this is something right here to check out, right? This is one thing that really intrigued me a little bit. Garage hoops. Now, we got the 2-second, 2, 3, 4 second load times, whatever, which that's going to be redonkulous, like it's going to be crazy. But they said, now I'll just skim through it real quick. But they said exploration is a major part of experiencing the city. Sprinkled throughout the city, you'll find hoops attached to the side of some buildings. If you look close enough, you happen to see one, try pulling out your basketball and shooting some hoops with it. That's something that you wasn't doing before. See what I'm saying? You weren't doing that before at all. You didn't have that. This is something they got now. Now, this is the other thing. They said if another player passes and sees you shooting, they'll have the ability to step on the court and shoot with you. From there, you'll have the option to quickly and seamlessly launch into 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, horse, and many other game types. It's simplicity at its strong point, and an added bonus, there are large VC multipliers you can earn on these courts each day for your first 5 games played. It's a great place to start your day off as you warm up for the main event at your affiliation courts. See? You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that they did, and this is something. This takes it back. I know, Sim, you love Battlefield, so you could definitely relate to this. The Gatorade training facility. Now we all know, that's where you took your my player. I mean, I don't know, Sim. I know you didn't really play with my player and all that like that, but that's basically where you took your my player to get, to do training drills, things like that, right? Well, now they expanded on it. That first floor is where everybody, you got your workout equipment, you do all your, workout machines, treadmill, all that good stuff. Now, what they did was on the second floor, they added rental courts. One uninterrupted run of games with your friends or other ballers you just met. Rent a court in the Gatorade training facility and play games however you want. Now, when I say Battlefield, this was something they had in Battlefield 3. They didn't go into how this exactly works to the letter, so I don't know how it is in game, but they had it on Battlefield where you could rent a server. Now, of course, you had to pay money for it, but you could rent a server, and then, of course, you could set the server however you want, and they would be private. You know what I mean? Like, Sim, if you got on Battlefield 3 and you tried to just jump into a game, you when you could see the server list, you had the ones that were accessible, and you also had those private ones that had locks on it and everything. Like, it would have like maybe 10, 12 people, and they'll be locked. And they may be like, only snipers and knives are allowed. You know what I mean? Or something like that, or whatever. Like, you could set the rules for how you want people to be able to play and things like that. And they're doing something like that in their game. So, like, just think, for the people that are real serious and hardcore, and they got their crew, their team, whatever, and they really want to focus in and really, develop that online chemistry or whatever, boom. You don't have to just necessarily go out there and run against people like that. You can practice with each other and get your game right, then go out there and play against other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, you could do, if people want to be creative and do like their own personal tournaments and say like, yo, we're going to run it on this court. I'm going to rent it out. It's going to be private, protected, whatever. Boom. But this is what I'm saying. And I mean, this is just, there's more, there's much more in the article in terms of stuff that they had. But, and this is the other thing too. Gotta shout out our brother Shakedown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My man's, he's the mayor, the first mayor, you know what I'm saying? South City Vipers. So huge shout out to the brother Shakedown, man, for that.
Yes, that's shout out Shake,
huge, man. That's huge. So, he reached out. He was like, yo, you got to run with me, Smitty. You got to run. I'm like, oh, for sure. I'm gonna come through like we. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rock with you on that. Like that's a huge accomplishment, man. You know, like Sim and I, we know, we go back, we go all the way back to the beginning with this cat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we,
I remember when Shake
like
had like 1,000 subs.
yeah,
We remember
and
when Shake was doing football.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say.
Picture that.
He was breaking down NCAA, NCAA 10, I think that
Yep.
was at the
Way
time, 9
back.
and 10.
Yep.
So that's what he was first doing. So it's like, yeah. So, but big ups to Shake with that. But see, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Look how far 2K has took it. What's Madden doing? Oh, we're just gonna put a character in to be on the sideline that you could get in Ultimate Team, and that's it. It doesn't mean anything. There's no real value. You know what I mean? Here, these guys are able to customize. They're going to be able to do customization to their courts, the music, the music that they listen to,
Murals
all
on walls and stuff. Come
all
on,
that
man.
stuff. Come on, man. See, but so when you look at Madden, heck, you know what? We should be talking basketball. We could throw NBA Live in the same thing. They both two peas in a pod anyway with this situation. I feel that it's not that they can't do more and make it better. The problem is that they're not being allowed to.
Yeah.
The devs aren't letting them do work. Whereas in 2K, they doing mad amounts of work. Tons of work on their stuff. That's why, yeah, their engine isn't limited. Their stuff isn't blocked. Like it doesn't appear to be that way. Because they're able to do so much. I mean, look at the stuff Czar and the engineers and OG when he was there. And it's like all the stuff those guys were able to work on. You know what I mean? So many things. Now, yes, did they face hardware limitations and stuff too? Yeah, and
Yeah.
that but look how much they gave us even with them hitting a wall. You see what I'm saying? And now they're like, oh, well, now that we were able to open things up, now this is what we're able to do with defense. Now this is what we're able to do with AI. What we're able to do with this part and that part. And I mean, look what they're doing with their city. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm sorry, dude, but looking at this stuff here, this stuff 2K's done from gameplay to mode, and that's the other thing too. The WNBA side, you can create you can
That
do the female my career
wow.
with the W. They call it the W. You could do my career. You could do franchise mode with the women. You know what I'm saying? With the WNBA now.
You can do a
And now,
what? A my league?
yeah,
Oh
you could do a my
wow.
league with the WNBA now. So they got it in there. And that's the thing. The when you do the my career, it's like how it is for WNBA players. They usually have a job outside. I'm not saying you're literally going to punch a time clock or nothing like that, but it's like, but you got to choose what's your activity for the off season because they do things outside of the NBA. Like they may be playing again, they may be doing whatever it is, but they give you some options. But yeah, you progress your excuse me, you progress your player, you play through your seasons accordingly, and they have it where you could play 3v3 with your my career player. So once again, separate mode. So when this is not you're not able to do co-ed basketball, so they don't have it like that, not yet at least. I'm assuming that may be a future thing, but right now it's not a co-ed thing. But the bottom line is you can take the female your my player and you can play 3v3 online against other people's my players and everything like that on the WNBA side of the game. their progression system and everything is not the exact same way as it is for the male for the the male version as well. So you got this is what I'm saying. You got all these different systems and dynamics and everything else all in this this dang on game. One product. One product. But Madden, we sit up
Yeah,
here talking about just man, we just want I mean, can we get contractual holdouts? You know what I'm saying? We got to see if we could do that. Like, no, man, it needs to just be done. Flat the heck out. And that's the other thing too. Uh, WNBA side, they got the collection. They got the CBA in theirs, bargaining agreements and stuff. So they're gonna have a list of things that the league has to agree upon. And what is it? I think they're like every 3-4 years or whatever. So if you play 3 seasons in or whatever, you're gonna come to the table and have to make decisions and stuff like that with that kind of stuff. So see, it wasn't enough that we had it in my league and they did all that stuff. But now you're kicking it over to the WNBA side and they have it too. And you put that in. The second year of you having the women in the game, of you
that
having
quick.
the
Yeah,
WNBA, second year. See, so they they are doing the dang thing. Okay. And that's the whole point right there. So my thing, and just to say this real quick, I know this is kind of going off the side a little bit, but if OG and Rob Jones are there to work on an NBA live title of some sort, you got to match this. I mean, flat out, you have to match this. So if EA don't give you all the keys, and what I mean by match is it. I know you're not going to have all that stuff in one game, that in 1 year, that in one outing out the cannon, but you have to match them where it counts. Online play, core gameplay, mode depth. Like there's no question about that. If you can't have anything bare bones or nothing like that. Nope. You have to come out the cannon and you got to come out the cannon hot. If you're not going to, don't come out. Simple as that. But comparing this to Madden, it's like a complete travesty. Ain't even I don't even have honestly there really isn't a word or words really to say what would equate to how bad of a look this is. I mean, look, title update came out. Yay. Title update came out. All right. Well, we got some stuff that is improved upon. And all right, that's it. I'm like, but I mean, it's cool and everything, but like I said, like I said with Sim, man, I'm waiting on next gen. I haven't really played this gen at all. I barely have because I'm waiting on next gen. Like this is not unfortunately, it's not worth it. It's just the game doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like football. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that football feel. It doesn't have that authenticity to it for me to really, enjoy it. So I don't know, bro. I really don't know. But no, I'll throw it back to you. I'll throw it back to you, Sim.
yeah, guys. And I don't know if y'all just read my chat. We're gonna have to wrap the show up a bit early, but what we'll do is we'll talk about the next gen consoles really quick. But I'll explain to you guys what's going on. You might even hear it in the background. Smitty knows, my parents and
Oh,
other members of my family, unfortunately have contracted the virus. My mom is in the hospital. She had to go to the hospital. She had pneumonia in both of her lungs. She's doing okay. She's doing okay, but my wife just told me, my son, he's 7 years old. He just saw her on FaceTime, and he's literally going ballistic. because, my grandma passed away in February, and it's really been bothering him. At his age, he equates being older to dying, and he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. So seeing my mom look kind of sick, he's flipping out. So I'm gonna have to go tend to that, guys. But I hate to bring the mood down, but at least want to let you guys know what's going on. So let's talk about the next gen consoles really quick. I'll say what I have to say, and we'll get back to this conversation next week. Fully agree with everything Smitty just said about 2K and Madden, and I have nothing else to say. I literally have nothing else to say. It's an embarrassment. I don't understand why Madden is what it is. And even on next gen, I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be a different game on the field, but I'm not expecting much as far as full package. We'll see. As far as next gen consoles, guys, I'm still one of those people that's waiting. Didn't get an opportunity to get a PS5. Maybe I'll get a chance on launch day. We'll see. But if not, I'll just have to wait. I did, reserve Xbox Series S, and I'm contemplating on whether or not I'm going to keep it or not. I'm going to do some more digging, but I'll be able to sell that with no problem, even if I open it and play with it a little bit. Let me say this too, really quick. For you guys, I keep saying it every week, right? Yo, if anybody got a hookup on a pre-order, you got an extra, console, holla at me. But let me say this as clear as I can. Only if you're serious. And what I mean by that, I've had a couple people come out and say, yeah, man, and now, over this past week, they're flaking out on it. It's kind of like, oh well, my cousin had, oh well, my dog. If you don't have an extra console that is not for somebody else, because one of my good buddies online, I'm not going to say his name, he was able to reserve a few, but he got kids, and he hit me. He was like, yo, man, it looked like I might have to, give this extra one I thought I had to one of my sons. That's no problem. You know why it ain't no problem? Because he hit me before I even asked. When he saw I was looking for a console, he shot me. He was like, yo, if all of mine ship, got you. This was before I said anything. And we tight. So for him to say that, I was like, dog, you do what you got to do. That was, you weren't expecting to let me hold you good. But I'm talking about you guys that I'm saying, hey, if you can do this, hit me up. Y'all hitting me up, reaching out, sending me DMs, sending me emails. Then you flake. Like, come on, dog? It ain't that serious. Like, either you're going to do it or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just put that out there because it's going to happen, Smitty. It's been happening all week.
Yeah.
Unless you are serious, unless you ain't trying to beat me over the head and charge me $300 extra, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. If I get one at launch day, I will. If I don't, I'll get one at some point. But other than that, yes, I am beyond ready, man. I just think 2K is clearly showing you that gaming can go to the next level. I look forward to seeing what they're able to do. This is their first iteration, and it just looks like, they don't have any limits. And I know some people are going to say, listen, the games are never going to be perfect. I get that. Everybody, and it's funny how we start picking holes at the games that are good. We all get a little nitpicky at the games that are actually good. I will take 2K with all of its problems any day right now because they all have problems. It'd be different if there was a perfect game. But I would rather have Madden's version of 2K right now or NFL 2K and their version of whatever they would be, their My League and all that football-wise. Sony, Microsoft, even with FIFA. I would rather have a great attempt at simulation with problems than the lackluster effort that we have with Madden. Even going to these next-gen consoles. The way the conversation is supposed to be is what we're doing right now. We all kind of hype. Like, yo, I can't wait to see what that 2K like. We ain't saying that about Madden. We're literally trying to figure out if it's going to be something. But yeah, just to keep it short, man, all in all, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. We've been gaming all our lives, so, you still get that kid feeling when new consoles come out, it's like our toys. And here's another secret. Let me whisper and say it. I bought a Nintendo Switch the other day, because Santa Claus is bringing that to my son. Man, he about to not really believe in that, guys. He's already hip to it anyway. But so it looks like I'm gonna have that before I have a PS5, and then that got to hide in the closet. But I say all that to tie it together, man. It's like that's one thing that stuck with us from our childhood that we're still doing, and it's great. I still feel excited for these next gen consoles just because it's the next gen consoles, and we're gamers. So I'm stoked about it, man. And if I don't get a chance to get to rock the PS5 early, I look forward to I'm sure Smitty will be streaming. I look forward to hear his thoughts. Azure, all of you guys are out there that got one. I'm just hoping, even with 2K, it delivers what we're expecting it to deliver. And I'm hoping these consoles, give us a peek to something else, like a bigger and better experience. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. What you got,
man.
Smitty?
No, man. I mean, I'm excited too. Like, I ain't been truly thinking about it too tough, but just thinking about it, it's like, oh snap, real talk. That's next week. You know what I'm saying? Like next week, all these joints these joints are really gonna be out. And it's just it's funny to see the online fiasco because this is where we're at now. And I'm not saying that because of the virus. I'm saying that because this is the age we're in when it comes to this stuff. So instead of it being about run to this store, run to that store, run to this place, run to that place, now it's online.
Online, that's crazy.
Who can click in the fastest to get it? And that's it. Because look, think about it. Let's say if there was no virus situation, what do you think people would be trying to do? Go in the store? No, they'd be like, man, I'm gonna order that thing online and pick it up at the store. So that way I already got it. All I gotta do is grab it and keep running. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Yeah, you still gonna have some stores that would be like, you gotta come in, but that's the whole thing about it. It's just it's interesting. There's that level of frustration too and everything, of course, but like Sim said, it's like being a kid with it. And just like, I talked to Shakedown yesterday and, I congratulated him with the whole getting that, mayor position in 2K. And the thing is, when I was just talking, I'm like, the thing we can't forget when it comes to when it comes to gaming is that we just like our children, they find joy in the most simplistic things. So therefore, it's like, call out the problems, no doubt. But at the same time, if you find enjoyment, I'm not saying just play whatever, but if you do find enjoyment in the product, don't try to turn that experience sour. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to make it as sour as you possibly can. Actually enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, if the game has a lot of good stuff and it has flaws, don't build a house on the flaws to the point where you're like, man, that game is just trash. Why is it trash? Because you talk so bad about it. So, just try to enjoy it. And I'm like, that's how, Shake got to where he got. Yeah, he talked about he talks about 2K's problems
all the time. Yeah.
All that good stuff. Privately, publicly, and yet and still, he still is enjoying the game, playing the game and having fun. And my man is, like he's a father for gaming, basically, making things happen with it, playing on both consoles at that. So no, it's like, if he's able to enjoy it along with many other people that are online enjoying that game, bro, I'm not about to exclude myself from that number. I want to be in that number too that are having fun like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'll still call out problems along the way, but I want to have fun too. So with that being said, next week it's gonna be like it sucks that the store closed, but we're gonna have them Toys R Us kid moments. We're gonna be rolling it back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, look, I'm seeing people on Twitter, like my man, like our dude Rex and other people that are getting those confirmation emails, like, oh, your Xbox is on the way and all that stuff.
Let me check. Let's see if
You know what I'm saying? Some right, some people actually have received in some countries. They already received their Xbox, so it's like, it's cool to start seeing that stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna be checking next week. Like, wait a minute now, I'm gonna be looking for that email, see what's going on, like what's happening. But it's gonna be fun, and I just want everybody to enjoy it, have fun, have a great time with gaming, because I mean, gaming is made to be enjoyed, not to just rip apart in the shreds and be frustrated at because of the way things are. Like, be an adult or be mature about it, but at the same time, don't be so mature that you still you lose the innocence of being lost in these games. You know what I mean? So that's all, man.
Fact. And this is coming from the critiquers,
right?
Because people still say, "Man, why you even play Madden?" I mean, sometimes I put it down. I play in a league. I can find enjoyment in it. It's just, but even that is getting to a point where I'm slowly pulling away from it, man. And I don't want to. Y'all want me to be fully honest and transparent before we end the show. And again, for anybody who didn't hear why I'm ending the show, man, got somewhat of an emergency situation here, man. So we got to run. But guys, if I'm being fully transparent, I want Madden to be as great as it can be, obviously, but also, can we at least get it to a point where it holds our attention? I'm a football guy.
Right.
I can't get my fix from some of these older games. Let's be honest. I don't have an older console. Now, maybe with the whole backwards compatibility thing, great. But even that, right? Even that. Let's say I finally get a PS5, and here I got to play a game from 10 years ago on that console. You see what I'm saying? Because the comparison of what you're going to get when I pop in NBA 2K21 versus, let's say, Madden 05. Madden 10 is just not going to feel the same. 2K8 is just not going to feel the same, because even though 2K8 was amazing for its time, it was for its time.
Right.
Trust me. Go play it now. You're going to start seeing little eyesores because things have elevated. Maybe not in football, but like I said, your NBA 2Ks of the world, even your shooters, even your RPGs, right? Even the way me and Smitty felt, and we always would cherish this moment because we were together when we saw the Order 1886 for the first. It was like, you don't get that feeling with All Pro, and that's not a knock. It's just, it's old, it's dated. It's supposed to feel like that.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be able to go back to that or a previous Madden to get something that's not currently there. So that's why I'm kind of slowly getting pulled away from it. And I think, honestly, man, I've been playing 2K. Y'all know I play my league anyway. I've been playing it more and more on this gen because I went ahead and got the Mama edition. So that way, when I do get the 5, I'm straight. And I might, man, I'm telling you, if next gen ain't no better, I hate to do it because, again, Smitty and I both are founding fathers of the league, but I might have to back out of it too, man. I told Azure, I'm like, yo, man, I don't know how much longer I can hold on because it's just not the two-man anthems, the lack of respecting relative positioning. Those type of things kill the experience because y'all know how it goes. And I'll be really quick because I got to run. Y'all know how it goes. It's based off of how good your team is. And y'all know how you guys who play in the league, you play the guy that's been winning a little more or whatever and watch what happened to your team. They get all the dice rolls. They get the catches in traffic with 4 people around them. Your guy is wide open and one guy's behind him. Y'all seen that animation, right? The guy's behind him and acts as if he's going to swat it and he drops the ball.
Yeah.
Those type of things. Now, granted, I want drops. I even want to drop the interceptions, but not the ones that I know. Not the ones when you're running a slant and your guy catches it and bumps into somebody and the ball falls out. They never hit the ball. They just brushed his shoulder. Pre-canned. If that stuff is still happening at a high rate, I'm good. Because at this point, I actually did, because I haven't done this in a while. I might try it again this week to see how the game feels now. But you actually get a better experience against the CPU. If I'm being frank, for us who want to play football, and remember you guys would enjoy my Madden videos, I'm like, man, how did you make the game look like? Because of the way I play it.
Yeah.
I can't get that experience unless I'm playing Smitty or Azure. Me and Azure games are amazing in the league. I might start showing, y'all will be like, yo, how in the world? It's because of how we play. But again, I'm not blaming guys in the league, but when you start figuring out what the game can't do, you get a lot of people playing Madden against you, and they're not playing football. And I'm one of those nuts. I can't play it no other way. I respect Kia so much because Kia know how to flip the switch on and off. He knows how to, play with the fools over here, but then he come back and get Sim over this side. He's good at that. Love it. I don't. I'm one of those, I call it one of those lame guys that refuse to play Madden. I'm just going to try to play a Sim style, even though I know the game ain't fully Sim. So sometimes I win, sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got, man. Again, I apologize for having to cut you guys short, man. And I guess I'll end it with that, Smitty, man, just to be safe, guys. Y'all know me and Smitty, it's nothing for us to lie to you guys about, right? Smitty came here and told us a month or so ago, maybe a little longer than that. Well, it was longer than that. Smitty's mom had COVID-19. Thank God, she got past it. She's doing fine now, right? My mom and my dad both contracted it. And it's crazy because it all started with a younger family member of mine. Him and my dad were together. Young people ain't paying no attention. He ended up having it. My dad got it. My mom got it. My aunt has it. Her husband has it. A host of my cousins have it. Because where they live, they live in Virginia, but this set of family lives more in a rural area where y'all all in a lot of pockets close to each other. Right now, it's about 15 of them in my, I guess you would say immediate, because they're all first, second, or third cousin. The pocket. About 15 of them all have it. My mom is in the hospital right now. She's dealing with pneumonia in both lungs. She's doing better. She's doing fine. According to her, my dad is doing okay. He's at home. He's just a little weak. He's lost some weight, but my son saw her on FaceTime tonight. He was at my wife's mom's house. They live in the same neighborhood as us, so they just came back. My wife was saying, hey, you might have to, your son is going off. I'm going to need you. You're going to have to come. I mean, he's crying out of his mind because, again, you know how kids internalize things. So I got to go. But I'll say that to say, be safe, guys, because, listen, y'all know me and Smitty ain't making this up. It's real. Thank God everything went through its course with Smitty's mom. So happy to hear that. And I'm hopeful that I'll be telling the same story. But we all know that there's some people that it don't work out that way. My mom literally told me 2 nights ago she wasn't sure. There was a point at that night she wasn't sure she was coming out of there. That's scary news, folks. You know what I mean? So be safe, be smart, be safe. I don't want any one of you guys to be affected like that. I don't want any of you guys to catch it and we're talking about you. You know what I mean? So just do your job, be safe, man. And thanks for all the prayers and all of that. Really appreciate that. But like I said, guys, we'll be back next week. Smitty will be playing the PS5, I'm sure, while we're on the show. But like I said, man, only serious inquiries. If you guys have extras and you don't mind letting me get one, I got the bread. Trust me. We can make that happen. We'll figure out. But only serious inquiries. Don't pump me up and get my hopes up, and then oh, man, if you know that it ain't coming to me, don't worry about it. I'll be okay. I'll find one at some point. But if you're out there, please let me know. Hit me on Twitter. Send me an email, SimFBallCritic@gmail.com. We'll figure it out. But if you're not serious, do not send me an inquiry. Please don't. I still have my emotions, guys. And you're playing with them, Smokey. You're playing with them. But, all right, man. We are out of here, man. I hope we gave you a good enough show tonight. And like I said, we'll be back, man. But be safe, guys. Keep your eyes on this crazy government. We'll see who's going to end up being the leader. But like I said, listen to what's going on, man. I've never seen nothing like this before. I've never. It's kind of sad, to be honest. It ain't even about who you're for, who you're not. It's kind of sad what's going on right now in that office. It really is. So, but all right, man. Y'all be good. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Good night.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.